Okay, so maybe we can start. It's 5 minutes from time, from 2 o'clock. So welcome everyone again. My name is Flavio Martins, and we are here along with Maria Meiring on this event. So I will share my presentation. This is just a few words at the beginning. Maria will conduct the session, but we are here in this event. Is the basic idea behind this is to merge IT developers with people that are using emergency tools for managing emergency scenarios. And the idea is to bring IT people on board and try to discuss technologies, new technologies that can be used in this area. So the program you can see here. After this opening, we have 3 invited speakers, guest companies that I would like to thank in this moment. So thank you so much for being available. So we have the Blue Orange Wave, the Witt O'Briens, and Hexagon Geospatial. So these are the 3 companies that will have guest presentations. And then we have a space for pitch sessions. So pitch sessions are very short presentations, basically what you would do around the table to present yourself, using a few slides if you have them, or otherwise just present yourself. I would will be difficult. Yeah, you lost me a little bit because we had to shut down the microphones. So please keep your microphones disconnected. So I was saying, after the 3 companies, we have pitch sessions. It's a 3 minutes, 4 minutes presentation, just to present yourselves, for us to know each other a little bit better. And then we have these B2B meetings. These B2B meetings are one-to-one meetings. So basically, we are going to create a number of parallel rooms, virtual rooms here, and you are able to select those companies that you would like to meet and to present your products and so on. So these meetings will be 10 minutes. So you have a link to a Google form where you can select 3 companies that you would like to meet. Okay, and those of you that didn't do it yet, I ask you to do it during the time of the presentations. So Maria will put again the link for that. And so you basically select 3 options of other companies you would like to meet and to present yourself. And then we move you to a separate room where you can interact and present and meet the other company. So this is what the B2B meetings are. So please, during the presentations, inscribe yourself and select other companies to meet. Okay. And then around 6 o'clock, we will close this meeting. So just a very short presentation of who we are. So we are from the University of Algarve in Portugal, in the south of Portugal. We belong to the CIMA Research Center, is the Center for Marine and Environmental Research. And basically, we develop research activities, training, environmental monitoring, and knowledge transfer. in many different areas. So these are the main areas that we develop our research on: climate change, on ocean observation, including modeling, in study of transitional systems. So basically the systems where the fresh water meets the ocean. We also have a group on coastal dynamics and coastal risks. We also work on environmental quality and remediation. And we have a new group on energy and resources, mainly renewable energy. So these are the main activities that we have. And this workshop, this meeting is focused on this project, the CIU3A, which is a new center for innovation that brings together three regions: Andalusia in Spain, Alentejo in Portugal, and Algarve, where we are. Okay, so this is an activity of this project, CIU3A, which is a project funded by European funds. And the idea is to create a cross-border cooperation between the three regions, creating innovation centers in different areas in the three regions, but connected with each other. Okay, so basically the objective is to transfer scientific knowledge to the society, use the principles of the Industry 4.0 applied to different sectors. In the case of Algarve, is the marine and maritime sector, and improve research and improve infrastructures and develop centers of excellence. So basically, these are the main objectives. So these are the three universities: the University of Algarve, the University of Évora, and the University of Seville in Spain. And each one develops activities in different areas. In our case, maritime technology and maritime safety. In Évora, in sustainability and health. And in Seville, and in port and logistic operations, and also in materials with the scope of marine. So in our case, we have three nodes in this center of new hydrographic technologies, also innovation and training in maritime safety, and a hub of TIC companies for the blue economy. And this activity is centered in this third node about TIC companies. So I don't want to bother you more with this, just to have an idea of the location where we are and the activities that we do. And I would also like to tell you that associated with us in Algarve, we have a new born company. It's called Martrain. And Martrain is now in this project also developing this facility. This facility will be a training center, which will host a very large pool, let's call it like that, a simulator, where we can train and do experiments and certified training of different areas in the maritime industry. So this is under development. We still don't have pictures of this. Okay, so thank you so much again to all of you that are here participating. I will give now the word to Maria that will conduct the event. I will be here for any question that you would like to ask. So thank you so much and good work. Enjoy this afternoon. Maria.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for you all being here. I guess I know most part of you, but for who I don't know, my name is Maria Mairinque. I'm an environment engineer. I'm from Brazil, and I have a few years of experience in emergency management, and now I'm currently living and working in Portugal in CIU3A project. with Flavio. I'm really glad to have you all here. I have not only such great experienced professional, but I have also colleagues from the past. So I'm really happy to have you here, and I hope you enjoy this event. I'll be always here as I am sharing my screen. Maybe during this time I can't answer you on chat, so I have here my colleague Fernando Mendoza and also Flavio Martins, that you, if you need something, you can chat with them. All right, so welcome, enjoy this afternoon. I hope this is a good moment for you to find like a potential partner for the future, even a client. As we work with emergency management in the current time in the world, we know that we have to find IT solutions to respond better and have better results of our response. So here I have all the companies that are going to present all in the main session, also in the pitch sessions. So here I have the schedule just to have an idea for who didn't see. We have first, as Flav told, like the 3 main guest presentations with 3 minutes each one, and then we have several pitch sessions, 3 minutes. Most part of you send me the presentation, so I will share and give the control of the screen for you, so you can pass your slides. But for who, for any reason, I don't have the presentation here, you can always share your screen, okay? Then after the pitch sessions, you understand what each company has to present, the services and the products, and you can go to the link that I send in the chat and choose with who you want to talk in the end, because you're gonna have B2B meetings. I already have some answers from these companies. We are planning to have like 5 breakout rooms, okay? And each meeting will last 10 minutes maximum. So please, 10 minutes maximum. So while you will go like requesting meetings, I will insert here. So I will always update this sheet to the end, okay? So now we're going to start with our first main guest, the Captain Tim Lauder. The Captain Tim Lauder will share his screen. So Tim, when you want, you can start to share your screen and start your presentation. Welcome, good luck, and thank you.
Tim, I don't know if you are trying to speak. We don't hear you. Maybe your mic is disconnected, Tim. Tim, you just select the icon on the lower left corner.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now it's perfect. Yeah. No, you are mute again. You have to disconnect in the lower left corner, Tim.
Okay. So.
No. Okay.
All right. Now you can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much for the invitation for this great event. I will give you a brief presentation today about, of course, the company Blue Orange Wave, but also what we do, and especially a focus on how we help the industry, helping with IT solutions and new technology. So I prepared a presentation. First, I will give you a brief summary of what we do in Blue Orange Wave. Blue Orange Wave is a company started approximately 3 years ago. We are focusing on the integration of new technology into the maritime and the offshore markets globally. Why do we do this? I have a background in the maritime industry, also in the IT solutions and in the training industry. And I saw that there was a big gap between training companies globally and new technology, and also a big fear in to adapt new technology into training courses. So we have developed a implementation cycle which helps customers to implement a new technology, and it can be all kinds of technology, into their training courses and their training programs. So we start in our company with an experience. So of course, it's very important to know what's available in the market. So we have a selected group of partners who we support to move into the maritime market and offer their products into the training industry. And of course, we will always provide customers with a nice experience of all these tools, because it's good to see the total picture, get total picture of all the possible IT solutions. Then we will, together with the customer, analyze what is really required. So we look at what their training program is, and we see how we can help to implement new solutions. And we can also provide designs for total training centers. So let's say Martrain, the training center, when it was still in the greenfield setup, we can help organizations to build the full training center, but then from a IT solutions perspective. Of course, we have all the products, so we can integrate certain products. If a customer sees another product on the market, we of course willing to help and see if that product will be suitable for the respective training curriculum. And then together with our knowledge from the maritime markets or the offshore markets and the products together, we can help to implement it in the company. Implementation is also part of us, because we know how to integrate software into realistic training scenarios, or even further integrate different software tools together. And that comes together with a full lifetime support. Also after the implementation, we will keep supporting our customers and grow with the products they implemented into their training curriculum. So that's actually a brief explanation of what Blue Orange Wave does. For us, support is very important. We don't walk away when everything is implemented and you can start training. Actually, that's the moment that it really starts, and we will keep monitoring the implementation, but also the progress with companies making, and maybe we can help with extra training or what is needed at that time. So a little bit about myself. So as said before, I have quite a long history already in the maritime industry. I did my maritime academy in Amsterdam. I sailed for almost 9 years on ships, mainly in the passenger ships, big cruise ships up to 300 meters. I was a captain in the private yachting market, plus 100-meter yachts, so the bigger mega yachts, with a crew complement of above 50 people. So emergency management is quite well known for me. Of course, I'm not a total expert, but what makes a person an expert? But I know absolutely what's happening in the maritime industry on the emergency side. And I also understand the language. After my time in my career at sea, I worked for Falck Safety Services. Falck is I think most people know the company. Falck is a Danish multinational, globally operating in safety and emergency management. And I was working in the Dutch offices to manage the maritime training part of Falck Safety Services, and also was involved in an enrollment of a total training program into the global market for Falck. After the time at Falck, I had seen that we implemented a virtual reality simulation together with realistic training, and we made it one program. And I saw, okay, the virtual reality will grow at a certain point. But yeah, how? And the maritime market was absolutely not ready for it yet. I thought, okay, it's maybe time to move to the market leader in virtual reality simulation at that time, XVR Simulation, a company from the Netherlands as well. They were focusing on emergency management training and crisis management training in the ambulance, fire and rescue services and police markets. And they had a wish to move also into the maritime market. So I focused on the development of emergency management simulation into training programs into the maritime business. And that's what I did for almost 2 years. Oh, sorry, almost 3 years. And then after that time, I saw that VR was growing, but I also saw that there was many more products coming online training, mobile training, e-learning, and there is so much more than virtual reality only, that I thought, okay, maybe it's time to start my own business and really help the maritime industry from my own business, but then in a wider selection of all kinds of IT solutions. And that's a Blue Orange Wave. Okay, so then you have a little bit of an total overview of Blue Orange Wave and what we do and who I am. Now we move to slightly another part of the presentation. Of course, we all know that, especially the last year during COVID, that the e-learning business has grown immensely. And if I talk about e-learning, e-learning is more than just e-learning 2D. E-learning is the total scope of mobile learning, e-learning like 2D learning on a screen with videos, 2D videos. But we also talk about virtual reality training. We talk about micro-learning. Don't forget that one. It's also a very big upcoming market. And all this kind of fields we are supporting into the maritime industry. So we look to a wider perspective, to more markets, healthcare, and what can we implement in the maritime market. Well, e-learning is growing fast, really, really fast. There's some figures here on your screen. The most important one, and I think also is important for all companies, is that employee retention is growing fast using e-learning. And the biggest reason for that is that employees can decide themselves when they do their training. So when they are ready to train, they can train. When they are ready to absorb information, that's the best moment to learn, and they can start the program themselves, and they can, whatever time they can move on. So it's e-learning is also causing a big return on investment for companies. That's said in the last topic, that every dollar spent on e-learning generates approximately $30 increase in productivity. So that is huge into big companies, but also smaller companies, of course. So, but yeah, with all these e-learning tools being available on the market, there's sort of big wood with lots of trees, which we name all the different tools. And which tool are you going to use now for your training program? Because that's the big question. It's always interesting. The one tool looks nicer than the other tool, but is it even as effective as the other one? Or how do you measure that? And how do you, so what can help you to develop your own or implement your own IT solution or the one you like into your training program? Well, I will give you a model which we use as well to help companies. That's the ADDIE model, ADDIE training model. It's well known under learning and development professionals. And we actually translated that one into the implementation of IT solutions. And it all starts with analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. And I will step by step, I will go through those steps and show you how we did this for a customer. So one of our customers is the Maritime Coast Guard Agency from Spain. They have a big training center in the north of Spain, which is in Gijón. They gave us permission to show you what their steps were to implement one of the virtual reality simulation tools. And I will go step by step through it to show you what they did and what we did together. The first one is analyze. Analyze starts with the experience of the technology. They made a short list already for us on programs or on solutions which they were willing or which they were thinking about to use. And the most interesting part was the one they finally bought or acquired was not even on their shortlist. So there you see that the experience of technology is very important. So we gave them a workshop in one-day workshop, and we step by step we went through all the possible solutions for their new training center. So that is the experience. Give them the tools and let them try themselves what the best is. Then the second step is in training always important, your target group and your learning goal. That's the first thing I always ask customers. So what is your learning goal? Because a tool can look very nice, but if the learning goal is not very clear defined, it's very difficult to decide on what tool you want to start using. So target group is very important, and also the learning goal. So if I look to target group, do you want to do a procedural training? Do you want to do guideline training? Do you want to do a refresher training? Do you want to do an individual or group or maybe even a team training? So is that all possible? And also very important is ages and teaching levels. So that's a few things which is very important for you to remind that it can really help you to define that already before you start choosing a certain technology. Learning goals. You can always ask, okay, what do you want to train? Do you want to train hard skills or do you want to train soft skills? Do you want to do a theoretical training only, or do you want to do classroom training, practical training, or decisive training? What is exactly what you like to train? And what and how do you like to get it across to your trainees? So those are like just 3 simple questions. For us, simple questions, and maybe for you that you never thought about it, it can help you to define your IT solution further in the process. And of course, budget. We cannot forget that one. It's important to know what the budget is and to see if the tools you are looking for, if that's suitable within your budget, or maybe you have to look for a different solution, or you talk to the IT solution company that you maybe can split it up. There's always quite a lot of possibilities, but it's important that you define your budget on forehand instead of making a big choice and finding out at the end that the budget is not sufficient. So that's what we actually did with Centro Jovellanos in Jovellanos in Gijón. Here you see a picture of the training center. Actually, it has a sort of same simulator pool as Martrain is creating at the moment. This center is actually only used for the training of Coast Guard Agency. So that is an internal training center, and they also sail with boats through the pool. Actually, the center in Gijón is one of the biggest training centers of Europe. The other training center, there's actually two big training centers in Europe, which is Gijón, and one is here from Falk. Actually, currently it's called Rely on Utrecht in Rotterdam, in the port of Rotterdam here in the Netherlands. So they came with a picture. Actually, this was the first picture they showed me. The second picture was this one, and then they said, "Yeah, we'd like to build a training center in the tower." Okay, that's going to be very interesting. And they said, "Okay, can you deliver us a design for the training center? Because we have no clue how we have to start." So that's what we did. We designed, we got their drawings from the training center, and finally we made a total design of the training center, how it's possible to develop. At the end, they totally built it as we proposed to them, and it brought them the final training center. Here you see the 45 angle of the training center. The design was all done by Blue Orange Wave, and we also delivered all the drawings for the refit, including total list of all the hardware to acquire, etc. We also created those artist impressions in 3D to help them to bring it over to their management that this was the training center they really wanted to implement. So that is where it comes to so the location, design the area, then design the total solution. So look at the product you like to use, and does it fit in your setup of your training center? And then at the final end, you really have to start acquiring the software, which you like to start using. In this case, it was XVR simulation they use here in the training center. But then the next step is actually the implementation. So you have to develop. So this is only the design phase. Now we have to look at the development phase. And the development phase goes actually into 3 steps again. First of all, the digital training handbook. So most training providers, they created a training handbook in which all the learning outcomes are given, and given how to provide it to the trainees. But now you have to translate that training book into a digital training book and see if you can create already part of the digital content. Well, this digital training handbook is actually a big decision tree, writing a decision tree on what the decisions can be made by the participants and how they're going to solve the issue. Because that's later important again in creating the content in the software. So here you see one of the scenarios they created. Together with the digital content, they also developed their own content. So we got a big modeling request to create their own ships and their own helicopters into the software. That is all created, and then we can create the scenario content. So we can really, the content which is going to be used by the participants finally when the training starts. In the meantime, we also were talking about which hardware to acquire. Hardware is always a big challenge, can be a big challenge, and we really advise customers to buy it locally. There is a possibility always that we can deliver it, but the big downside of delivering a total solution is that we buy it locally here. There's something with one of your hardware parts, then you have to send it first here. We have to get it repaired and we have to send it back. While you agree with a local supplier, you can just maybe get a replacement on the spot and you can continue your training courses. Then the further development of the training premises. Of course, you have to make sure that everything gets built and everything gets finalized. And then it starts the training of the trainers or the facilitators is very important. Of course, they have to work on a new training center, and then it's very important that they get well trained. So in your budget, but also in your total project plan, make sure that you will always get enough time available for trainers to train and get familiar on their own training center, because it's all new for them. So it is nice that they are well prepared before they get their trainees in the classroom. So this is one of the pods, as we call them. It has all the radio communication, phone communication. It has the big screen, and they can train on it. And they have a joystick to operate themselves. Screen solutions, VR goggles, it's all possible, but it all depends on what experience you like to create and what the training goal is. So the learning goal is actually leading in what kind of hardware you will acquire for your training center. Then we come in the implementation phase. Implementation is, of course, it starts with a release. It starts with the release of the software combined with the training content into the scenario. But now we start the release, and the release is not the end, it's the beginning of your whole testing phase. Testing in implementation of IT solutions is very, very, very important. Most people think that when everything is prepared, they can directly start to train. You can start to train, but it's very important that you keep testing. So at least we always advise at least plan 2 big pilots with a different amount of people. So from all ages, women, men, you know, it's the variety has to be as big as possible. And then that's the beta test, we always call it. We do a briefing on what the plan is of the pilot training. We do the pilot training and we do a debriefing, and all the feedback from the debriefing we put into our development together with the customer to improve the training course. And again, after the improvement, we will do another pilot and another debrief, and this is a process which is ongoing. After that, everything is implemented. We do a final release. So if everything is approved, we do a final release, and then the training can start. And that's always a big moment. Celebrate those big moments, because it's great to be with a team you work with to celebrate this new implementation of your training solution. But evaluate is most of the time is sort of forgotten, because most people think when we train we can continue and we get all the groups and new people in and we just continue. But here it is very important to keep measuring and analyzing if everything runs the way you like it to run. This is one of the big moments that IT solutions can fail as well, because if it doesn't really deliver what you really wanted to have delivered, then there is a possibility that software will be shelved, or we put it on the shelf because it's not doing what we want to. There it's very important that you keep analyzing and evaluating what is going on, and all this feedback, please communicate it with the software developers. Or with your supplier. In this case, we are the ones who communicate with the training center, and we see if what their wishes are, and if the software, because with our broader knowledge of the software, we see if we can make it available for them. A big example of that one is they were planning also to train the people in the one who's sitting in the back of the helicopter to open the cargo door. Now he was looking on a computer screen and just with a joystick looking around, but that went way too slow. So this person was not really happy about his training, and then we advised them to start using VR goggles. So they implemented the VR goggles as well as an extra in the training center. They created one of the pods, one of the classrooms, as with VR goggles in the training center. And now this person is just sitting like on a sort of bench, which feels like the back of the helicopter with the cargo door. And he can really open the cargo door in the virtual environment. And in this way, we improved the total training solution, and now the customer is totally happy and everyone is happy. So there you can see that keep looking at what you're doing is so important to improve the total development of your training course and your total training solution.
Excuse me, Tim.
Yeah.
You have more 3 minutes.
Oh,
right?
that's perfect, because I was just on touching the last slide. So
okay, perfect.
So this was actually that was the end of my presentation so far. Yeah, we have already quite a broad experience in the maritime and the offshore market, also the renewable markets, which Flavio mentioned early on already, is well known for us. So we are really looking forward to help new customers and help people in the development of their training programs and the implementation of new IT solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks for awesome presentation, awesome solutions. So now we're going to follow the presentation with Will O'Brien, with Ana Lira. She will share her screen too. So Ana, when you want, you can just share your screen. Hello.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. And good afternoon for Europeans. Good morning for Brazilians and Americans. Can you hear me fine?
Yes,
yeah.
Perfect.
Can you see my screen as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ana.
So my name is Ana Lira. I'm the leader of the Department of Emergency Crisis at Will O'Brien, Brazil. I'm working with these subjects for 12 years. And I'm in the company since the beginning, since the creation here. I'm going to explain a little bit how we were created in Brazil. We are half American, that counts our name, Will O'Brien, and we are half national of the group Ocean Pact. So Will O'Brien, the American company, was created in 1983, and the Ocean Pact was created in 2007. And here we are for 10 years this year in Brazil. So our agenda, my agenda for today is first talk about what we do regarding emergency management. Second, talk about how IT tools support in our servers, in this process. And finally, the challenge considering the pandemic scenario. I bring this picture of the incident at Metro that collapsed on this Monday, May 3rd, in Mexico City. When we look at this picture, we can have different point of views. The first one, I would say, probably going to be people. So we're going to think, are they safe? We have enough resource. The area is isolated. The authorities were not notified. So all these questions is regarding the emergency response. Another thing another point of view that we can have looking at the same instance is regarding the investigation. Think about how could this happen? Is a problem of a project, of maintenance? Is this a risk for the rest of the line of the metro? So we need to investigate. We need to think about the risk. The third point of view that I bring here today is regarding the same instance, is look about the impacts. So what are the impacts, the social impacts of this instance? How can we dimension? How can we minimize it? So regarding those questions, we are talking about impact evaluation, impact management. And the last one point of view that I bring here today, looking at the same instance, the same emergence, is regarding business continuity and reputation. This picture is the BBC News. They have a video, they have a lot of information regarding this emergence. And we need to think how long we're gonna take to recover this, metro go back to normal operation. And going back to the people, how to deal with their fear, how to recover the feeling of safe to use the line again. So all these questions are gonna be taken by the team who's gonna lead the crisis management. So each one of these four topics, these 4 point of views of the same emergence, during the emergence are dealing with different subjects, and usually are different teams dealing with these subjects. So regarding emergency response, the teams focus in rescue the people and solve the problem. Regarding the risk, there are a team investigating the cause. Regarding the impact, we have a team dealing with dimension and minimize the impacts caused by the error, by the incident. And finally, we have a team think about business continuity and reputation of the company. But what can we do priorly of the emergence in each one of these steps? We can be prepared. And how can we be prepared? Regarding emergency response, develop and having plans, capacitate your teams, exercise, drills. Regarding risk, to know your risks and manage them, to try to avoid having things like that. Regarding impacts, know your potential impact area, know what is inside, know your stakeholders, and create relationship with them. And finally, regarding crisis management, to have plans, capacitate your teams, and exercise in order to let them more comfortable to deal with this type of situation. So that's what we offer to our clients, this integrated solution. I'm the leader of the Department of the Emergency Crisis, but we have 2 separate departments as environment and risk and operation safety, but we need to work together in order to cover all these integrated solutions and to deal with all these subjects. So let's move to the second point of my presentation. How IT tools can support in this process. Especially during a pandemic scenario, the IT tool becomes really fundamental of the continuity of our operation. So I bring here some examples of apps like Zoom, Teams, Meet, Fulcrum, ArcGIS Online, but we have a lot of apps available, also internal softwares, in order to support us continue offering all this service. And regarding plans, we're not a big different because the most part of our plans were already offered inside the office. So from the office to home office, it's not a big difference. But regarding training, drills, and emergency management. So I'm gonna do a retrospective of 2020 in order to explain how we deal with this process. So we start the year with any signal that we're gonna need to have a lockdown. So we have our first training and drill in January. It was a presential and it was fine. On February, in the final of February, we have an emergency in the north of the country, north of Brazil. And we mobilize our team to go there in order to support the client to manage the situation. But only 2 weeks after, we start the lockdown in Brazil. And then we need to readjust all our service and this emergency management that was happening in the north of the country. So in April, we start with the online, the virtual training. It's not the virtual one that we already offered, but do not need the structure in real time. But in April, we start offering like this event today. We have someone talking about a bunch of people about a subject. On June, we have the first online virtual drill of emergency exercise with authorities, with national authorities, in order to keep evaluating if the companies were keeping their capacity to respond in non-oil spill event, in that case, even with the pandemic. In August, we have a different emergency, also in the north of Brazil, which was a forest fire. And in this case, it was the first one that the management of the emergency was totally virtual. And we create a different, we use those apps that I just mentioned, and also we create a dashboard that are going to present few slides later in order to facilitate the alignment between different people, because have people in Rio, in the north, in the field, and how can we connect all this personnel during an emergency situation in the middle of the forest. So there was a challenge, and we managed. It was the first one that we managed entirely virtual and was successfully solved. And in November, we have another emergency that we conduct the management totally virtual as well and successfully solved as well. So, and finalize the year, hoping that we have the vaccine, and the next year, this year, going to be better for everyone. And now it is happening. Thank God. So for sure, all these changes in training, in emergency management, virtually need to have some adjustments. So we use some, for trainings, we use some resource like videos, quiz, group activities in order to keep the participant interest. And also we divide the workload of the training as well, because you cannot have the entire day virtually. Probably the participant is not going to be paying attention to the entire day, the entire course. So we minimize the time with them in different days. But there was a really good opportunity with this adjustment, because we have the possibility of having students from different companies and even for different countries in the same day, in the same moment. And then we start having trainings. I put it on focus because of the identity of the personnel. So sorry about that. So we have the training for India, for example. We have the challenge was the time frame, the time zones, not the virtual training. We have mixed drills. We have drills that the company decides to have their personnel presented and making tests, COVID tests, not to guarantee that everybody is okay. But we have the authorities following the drills virtually. So how keep the authorities know an update of what is happening presently? So we work in separate rooms, in a digital work board situation, in a situation board. So we try to create and implement some tools in order to guarantee that even for mixed drills, the authorities could follow and check the responsibility and the capacitation of our clients. Nowadays, most part of the drills, of our drills, even with authorities, are made totally virtual, and they have these colorful backgrounds in order to make an alignment with the ICS vest. So the Instant Command, the ICS, the Instant Command System, established some color statements for different positions, and then we use this background to facilitate the identification of the different positions according to the ICS system. Also in drills, we can create some. Here we have in the top of the right, we have the different clients that we need to have the channels for. Ocean Pact, Caron, Petrobras, Transpetro, Vale. So we have different ones in order to integrate, in order to enter in their world that was created virtually. And here on the left, we have different sessions, different teams, different chats, different rooms in order to facilitate the conversation and the share of information during the emergence drills and during the emergence management. Here's another technology that we use, there's the dashboard. So we can create this for any type of emergence. This was for the fire forest, and to have a map, to have some indicators of regarding how many people were involved, the type of resource, the quantity of resource involved, the day of the emergence. So we can establish which indicator would be the best one for each emergence, and keep these updated, and also include some forms and include some specific plans inside this dashboard. So everybody in any place, even in the field, can access. This is a web link, can access and keep updated and have the same information of what is happening. This is another one that we created for the COVID inside the group. So we can have graphs, you can have another type of indicators, and also this support also for the crisis management team in order to have a better look and a very quickly an overview of what is happening and facilitate the decision making. So basically, how IT2 support in this process, using softwares, using communication apps, being creative. So we keep improving, we keep creating different activities, testing different tools. There is going to be a long process because we believe there's going to be a change, not for this pandemic scenario, but also after that. Because this also includes very interface and facilitation regarding different people around the world. And also for emergency management, keep 24/7 command center and use apps also for activation of the people. This also support a lot in order to guarantee the action of the activation of everyone that should be involved. And the database, that would be, I think, one of the most critical things during the emergency, because as we have all the teams spread it out, everyone can have different information, different piece of information, and pass this information not aligned with the management team. So dashboard and also the virtual status board were created in order to guarantee that everyone can access the same information, updated and aligned, that should be delivered to everyone who is needed, all stakeholders. So my last topic of today is to talk about the challenge considering the pandemic situation. So we need to deal with people in fear. So the emotional part is hard because they have this feeling, and we cannot have face-to-face, just virtually, in order to minimize those fears. And also they are losing parents, they are losing colleagues. So there's a very important issue that we handle about psychology support, and also in virtual ways and in activity in virtual ways. We also have some physical activities offered by the group in order to facilitate this emotional part of our members. The distance between the team, the members of the same team. So usually when you have the incident management team and the crisis management team, they are in the same room. But now we have the same virtual rooms that works, but need a different culture. And to implement a different culture, especially during emergence, there is a challenge, because when you have a lot of pressure of the emergence, when you have a problem to solve, and you need to also deal with a different culture, different implementation, different way to work, do it by virtually, it's not easy. So all these tools, IT tools, are very, very helpful during this process. So I think I speak so fast, but I already finalized all my topics for today, and this is my contact. I will be very helpful to talk about any doubts, and also thankful. I'm very thankful for Maria and the entire team to invite me for this event today. Thanks again, and I'll be ready for you.
Thank you, Ana. Thank you for the brilliant presentation. Really interesting. So now we follow the event with Hexagon, Jose Luis Peinado. I will share my screen. So, and I'll give you the control.
Yeah, I'm going to share.
You are mute, Jose.
Yeah, sorry. I was telling you that I prefer to share my screen myself.
Okay, great. No worries.
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, we have time. That's perfect.
Please let me know if you see.
Yes, we can see.
And to avoid any sound problems, I'm going to turn off the camera.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see the screen?
Yeah, I still see.
Okay. Excellent.
Not the full mode. Yeah.
No.
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 Luis, sorry, you have to start presenting and then share the presenting screen and not the PowerPoint.
Okay. Is it better now?
It's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much to Interreg and the University of Algarve for the opportunity to present in this event. My name is Jose Luis Peinado. I'm the Vice President for Spain and Portugal with Hexagon Geospatial Division. And I have 20 more years of professional experience in information technology and software now. Hexagon is a company that provides software, sensors, and autonomous solutions for a variety of sectors. And today I will be presenting software, our software solutions for situational awareness in emergency management, primarily focused on a maritime environment. And I will also present Hexagon solutions for public safety, because this event is also emergency management. So I think it's worth it to show another aspect of managing emergencies, which is the dispatching. So the presentation will be about software that integrates data sources, sensors in real time for emergency responders to manage mission critical situations, reducing or avoiding disastrous consequence. Without further ado, Yes, okay. But incidents and accidents on the sea are very difficult to manage for obvious reasons, as we are seeing in the picture. And the consequences are most of the times uncontrollable, with a high risk for people and the environment. According to the European Maritime Safety Agency's report, an annual overview of marine casualties in incidents in 2020, the year 2019 appeared to have been a positive year, considering the improvement or stabilization of some indicators, such as the number of ships lost, fatalities, and injuries, if we compare them with previous years. But there are still huge consequences for marine incidents, because during the 2014-2019 period, 320 accidents resulted in a total of 496 lives lost, and fatalities mainly occurred during collisions. Incidents and accidents have also other important consequences for the environment, like oil and chemical spills, which affect the natural ecosystems that take more than 10 years to recover from these kinds of catastrophes. This is the incident that happened in Mauritius Island last year. As you can see, it's a total disaster for the marine ecosystems. Maritime emergencies have a multitude of data inputs, such as AIS, radar, and weather data. With so many aspects to consider and relate to each other, the decision-making process for any emergency can be long and complicated. An emergency needs to be able to understand what has happened, monitor what is happening, predict what could happen, simulate and plan for what should happen, and influence and participate in what will happen. So visualizing data as information in context, in time and space can already assist the user in suggesting optimal decisions and or predicting danger situations that require human decision making. However, combining and interacting with the many data sets, such as S57 nautical chart data using S63 encryption or radar feeds or weather data, will build a real-time visualization of the emergency. Collaboration within and between emergency response agencies is essential. Unfortunately, such collaboration is difficult because of not only the complexity of the incident, but the diverse composition of people and agencies working together, all of whom possess different skills, procedures, systems, and competencies. The solution for this is a human-centered design. The goal is to ensure that the design and development of an interactive system takes the needs of its users into account. And a study from Sintef ICT, a Norwegian independent R&D organization, called Key Challenges in Multi-Agency Collaboration During Large-Scale Emergency Management, revealed 3 overall categories of collaboration challenges. They have found that the main problems are communicating within and across agencies, organizational understanding, establishing and maintaining shared situational awareness, which is the one where we as Hexagon are focused on. So the main barrier hindering shared situational awareness is the lack of a common platform for sharing information across agencies. Emergency situations develop and change over time, demanding continuous monitoring for emergency response personnel to maintain an up-to-date overview of the situation. Among the mitigation actions to solve this, they found that there is always a limitation with respect to how much information one person has time to communicate to another. There is still room for the use of sensors, smart devices, and intelligent agents that collect relevant data and broadcast it to a central repository, where it's accessible by those in need of that information. There is a need for software that enables sharing information across all involved parties, making use of sensors that are deployed directly in the field or attached to the equipment and clothing of emergency response personnel and victims. When it comes to effectively manage this situation, this situation, multiple technologies must work together to achieve a common operational picture of the incident or accident. There is a need of powerful systems that integrate all sources of data into one single point to monitor and control the emergency and to provide the right information to the right people in the right moment. To achieve this, there are several technologies and information sources involved: radar, AIS, cameras, weather, etc. And all of them in real time, which is the main topic to solve. For these kind of situations, that we need technology that is adapted to today's real-time needs. It's simple. Conventional GIS just doesn't do the trick anymore in today's connected and real-time world. Because GIS is mainly designed to do static data. You know? Dynamic use cases require significantly different technical spatial processing and analytics in real time. And that is where Hexagon is focused on with its situational awareness portfolio called Lucian, which is used in mission-critical environments for many years now. When you hear 5D, you're maybe thinking, oh yeah, that's probably 3D, and then you have the time dimension that is 4D, and then some metadata, and then you get 5D. But that's not what we mean with 5D. Sure, Hexagon Geospatial does all of that, but when we say 5D, we mean much more than that. Yeah? It's really our vision on how digital smart systems should work. We want to have the world understanding what has happened, monitor what is happening, predict what could happen, simulate and plan for what should happen, and influence and participate in what will happen. Now, this is our industry vision, but it's not science fiction. Some of our technologies are already heavily embedded in simulation systems, for instance, in defense, aviation, and maritime. And many of our customer systems already assist the user in suggesting optimal decisions and are predicting dangerous situations that require human decision making. So as we go along our journey, our Hexagon Geospatial division will deepen and widen its 5D capabilities. So what's the real world impact? Well, many of our customers are faced with what we call the GeoOps challenge, or the gap between geospatial world and the operational world. While the geospatial world is focused on the upstream acquisition, processing, management, and distribution of mapping data, the operational world takes this static data and analyzes it to take action. To summarize it, we would say that the blue part, the geospatial part, corresponds to GIS software, which is designed to create mapping and cartography and so on. So mission and business critical functions, whether involving emergencies, defense, aviation, or critical infrastructures, need to shorten the life cycle loop from the acquisition to action. And that's how we can help. So we are focused on the operational use and in software platforms for situational awareness to combine static and dynamic data to create smart applications that are able to connect static and dynamic and create operational applications for roads, aviation, defense, maritime, and these other verticals, okay? I'm going to show some nice examples of this technology, which we put the data to work. I promise they will be very dynamic. And all these examples are projects made by some of our customers, okay? So marine accidents and incidents can cause deterioration of air and marine water quality in the surrounding areas. Hence, regular monitoring and assessment are required during the entire emergency. It is important to incorporate monitoring of air and marine water quality along with the collection of meteorological data throughout the life and operation of the emergency. Representing these factors on a geographical visualization helps show changes over time in a good way to share information with stakeholders, both internally and externally. Real-time sensor information from radar can help monitor vessel traffic. Being able to combine the data from a radar sensor, for example, together with other data such as land-based traffic flow, giving the ability to understand and forecast congestion and potential problems. Our software can connect to the sensor feed and bring the video radar to the application, projecting it in real time over the cartography in 2D and 3D. And this is very important when it comes to manage different sources of information, because real time is really an awesome functionality for managing these situations. In addition to location-specific alerts and information, there will be dynamic data across the site. Linking to real-time information from different sources will assist in the running of the emergency. Safety of goods and personnel is an obvious area that will be helped by real-time asset awareness. In addition, the visualization and monitoring of stock or assets volumes or materials is much more intuitive than looking at spreadsheets or dials. Here we can see the real-time storage tank levels being depicted. The routing of personnel or goods around the site, taking into account network and temporary detours. It's important for timely services and ease of operation. In emergency situations, we will need every resource to help solving these problems or situations. In this case, we can see how Hexagon technology can visualize video feeds from UAVs in real time to have a complete picture of the incident or accident. Our software can drape the video frames in real time over the 3D models, which will give us a great understanding of the emergency. Not anymore watching only video screens with no geospatial context. More and more, UAVs are main actors for situational awareness. In this example, a drone is recording video and our Luciad software is automatically draping it over the terrain to provide insight to the emergency managers to take action. Once the emergency managers define the flight plans, the UAV will accomplish the mission that will be monitored on the system. It can be a web page, it can be a desktop application. The software helps, for instance, measuring areas and distances, showing also unit symbology of the satellite imagery or cartography. So as you are seeing here, the video from the UAV is projected all over the terrain, and somebody from a web page can immediately measure the area of the forest fire, and have an idea of the impact, and then can measure distances or calculate roads in cross terrain and do many things to help the situation to be solved. If we move towards the maritime domain, we can see that this technology allows us not only to monitor real-time operations, but also to analyze what happened in a particular situation. In this case, we see replayed AIS data from the Spanish Coast Guard, SASMAR, integrating ports, lighthouses, helicopter bases, and their ranges, and the analysis of vessels that have crossed an oil spill space detected by satellite or other means. The ability to filter out millions of AIS data gives the user the chance to obtain conclusions very fast and take action. Luciad allows us to perform 4D trajectory and is moving the time back and forth. And all this is made in a web browser. I consider this as an amazing functionality. It's very powerful. Now we are seeing millions. I think there are 5 million or 6 million of AIS tracks on the sea, and they are being able to. We are able to analyze any single track, highlighting the complete route and accessing the vessel data in 3D or 2D. We can see how fast we can filter out millions of tracks to have a full picture of the situation. By means of this kind of functionality, we can easily understand and analyze vessel data. We could even predict the type of vessel analyzing its behavior. The AIS tracks to predict the kind of vessel. And by integrating nautical charts to the picture, we can easily find vessels whose draft is greater than the depth of the sea basin, and therefore being at risk of accident near to a port or something like that. Now we are zooming in, and we can see how Luciad software can display the nautical charts. S57, S63. We meet all the nautical standards like S50, 52. This software is embedded in submarines, in vessels, and different platforms. As I told you, this red AIS tracks are those whose draft is greater than the depth of the nautical chart, so they could be in risk in that moment. Here we're showing a good method to monitor suspicious behavior, again by means of analyzing millions of vessel tracks, AIS tracks, and highlighting hotspots. These hotspots are calculated based on the amount of time of two or more vessels being together at a certain distance from each other. And when we let the machine calculate these hotspots, we can perform a deeper analysis of the AIS track and find a potential source of problem. We can understand better if the situation is suspicious or not, but we let the machine to calculate things that it's impossible that a human being can analyze when we speak about millions and millions of tracks. Very important also for emergency management is to have these digital twins of the infrastructures. It's very important to understand what we have. Here we see how we can integrate 3D models to create these digital twins of the infrastructures, not only maritime, but also in land. And thus have a real-time information about it, accessing IoT platforms and several kinds of different geospatial data sources, like asset management systems, databases, cartography that comes from GIS systems, static GIS systems, and so on. We can combine all the information. We can perform measures. We can analyze the satellite imagery and combine all together. Here we have in a web application digital twin accessing the IoT platform, connecting with the asset management system to receive the information about a particular sensor, and so. This is another interesting example on how to apply our technology. We can apply models, algorithms, and data, and we can, with this information, we can do the flood forecast, okay, calculated over a certain period of time and area. This will help us to predict where an emergency might take place and prepare the necessary resources to fight against it. So here again, we are combining data from different sources weather forecast, the terrain, different information and algorithms. And this background algorithms calculate nice dashboards for managers to have a very good insight of future risky situations for population and assets. This is a very, very good example of how Hexagon technology put data to work to get the most out of it, and combining sources of information in 2D and 3D, creating 4D applications, and get the most out of it. So here, or up to here, this portfolio for situational awareness. But as I told you in the beginning, Hexagon provides also other solutions. And these solutions help public safety agencies of all sizes through capabilities like spanning call taking and dispatch, records, analytics, major event management, and mobility. So this is another aspect, as I told you at the beginning, another aspect of emergency management, but very, very important and totally integrated with the first part that I showed. This solution is called Hexagon On-Call, which is comprised of on-call dispatch that provides police, fire, EMS, and communication agencies with high-quality incident management and call-taking capabilities to deliver better service during emergencies and major events. We have also, as part of the solution, On-Call Analytics, which is a software module for analysis and visualization to help emergency managers to make well-informed decisions based on accurate data. And finally, On-Call Planning and Response that integrates and coordinates resources, procedures, and communications, providing a multi-agency, real-time, common operational picture. I'm going to play a self-explanatory video to finish my presentation. It's a video of this presentation working. The information on the screen is in Spanish, but I'm gonna explain it myself as well. So it's a software solution where we can log in. It's a web application. We have a screen layout. In the application layout can be configured to be adjusted to one or more screens. In this case, it's a single screen layout, but you can see a map, an event list, and a unit list in the same page. We have the menus on the left with all commands that are available. You can see different tabs on the top of the page. And these tabs can be also configured using the administrator tool. And the operator can change the default layout using the menu for changing the workspace. It's possible also to display the map layers to enable and disable what is displayed on the map. The map layers or other items configured in the system. We can select the Events tab to display the event list that contains the event cards. You can create new tabs, apply new filters to display the events in the desired way. As you can see, it's very versatile with all the information. This solution is used in more than 350 customers all over the world. So it's very we are really market leaders in this aspect. The last one that I can tell you is the London Police in the UK. So they have selected this solution for the emergency management aspect. You can also run an event search. Just type in some characters in the search field. It will display an event list, including those events that contain the search string in any of their fields. And selecting the unit tabs, the unit list is displayed. This list shows unit information. It is possible to create new tabs and filters as well. And if you select the map tab, then the map is displayed, and the unit, events, and map pins, like cameras, for example, are displayed on the map. And selecting an event icon, the event card containing the detailed event information is displayed. Clicking on the icons on the left of the event card, you can navigate to the different event information, remarks, color information, supplemental information, assigned and recommended units, event tags, and so on. And it is also possible to attach documents to one event very easily in a Windows mode, where you select a document and you upload it to the event. And this information is totally shared with all the stakeholders within the emergency. It's very easy, very intuitive in a web browser, which is more and more the trend in emergency applications. It is also possible to add any type of supplemental information to the event. The available supplemental information types are configured in the administrator tool. And it is also possible to dispatch a unit to an event using just drag and drop between items on the map, or between item on the map and an event in the unit list. If we click the bell icon on the top right of the page, you can display the notifications received. The notification types have been configured in the administrator tool as well. And when you click in a notification, the event unit card is displayed. And you receive a new notification in a Windows 10 way. If you create a new event, do mouse right click and display a pop-up menu where you can choose the create event here option that will retrieve the address from the clicking coordinates. And a new dialog will be displayed to create a new event, assigning the event type, subtype, and you can send the event to create it. And when the event is canceled, it changes its status to the awaiting closure. That means that the work is done. We finished the cycle. So the event is pending to be reviewed before closing. And yeah, this is a brief overview of this solution. Again, another different aspect from the previous one, but all totally integrated, because it's portfolios from the same company. So I would like to share some references in Spain and Portugal using this technology. Fire brigades and police in Barcelona, 112 Andalusia, 112 Madrid police, Portugal, Cabo Verde. Well, several customers using this latest solution. And that's all. This is all from my side. Thank you very much. Yeah, Maria, you can take the floor.
Hi, Jose. Thank you so much for your presentation. Take actually all main guests. This was like really interesting. So Flavio, you want to?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the people that are connected. Special thanks to the three presenters, to Orange Blue Wave, Captain Tim, to Whit O'Brien, Lira, and also to Luis, José Luis, this last presentation. Thank you so much to everyone, and also to all the participants. I will need to leave because I have another meeting. So Maria will continue with you managing the meeting. I hope you have fruitful conversations and discussions between you. Thank you so much. And I hope we meet again in another occasion. So bye-bye and enjoy.
Bye, Flavio. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So I will share now my screen. Yeah. So again, thank you for the main guests. All of the main guests has like 30 minutes to present their service. And now we're going to do the pitch sessions. I know that 3 minutes seems not enough to tell the history of your company, your business, market. But yes, I hope you manage to do it. And don't worry that we will have 1 hour of pitch session, then we will have 1 hour of B2B meetings. Again, I ask you to go to the link that I insert on chat to choose which company you want to talk. Okay, so now we start with the VR Support Center.
That's correct.
Can I start, Martin?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
That's perfect. Am I correct? You're showing the video, Maria?
Yes.
Perfect.
I don't need to give you the control, right?
No, you do not.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll be done in a minute.
Okay. Let me know when I can start.
Please go ahead and start it. Thank you, everyone, for attending this this great seminar. We are VR Support Center Europe. We are located in the Netherlands as well as in Latvia. We are all about virtual reality with headsets, and what you're looking at and what we can explain more about is one of the products, training products that we have, we represent in Europe, and that is Simex. And Simex is a 3D virtual reality medical training program, which is designed to support skills training of both pre-hospital as well as hospital emergency responders, medical emergency responders. The reason we'd like to show this to the people that are interested is because the scenarios that can be created with Simex could very well apply to doctors and other medical professionals in both the professional as well as in the leisure maritime industry, maritime and offshore industry. The video that I put behind my talk is doctors and non-medical professionals who are using the virtual reality Simex environment to train their skills inside the headset alone or in teams. So if you join our session, then I can show you live with the headset I'm holding in my hand, a Simex virtual reality medical training session. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Really interesting. So now we will follow the presentation. Is still on VR support center, but now I call Kaspers.
Yes, hello.
Kaspers, hello. Let me know when I can start your video.
Yeah, you can do it right now.
Okay.
So my name is Kaspers. As you see on the video, this is one of our other products. This is Flame Extinguisher, the VR technology, cost-effective, easily portable virtual reality system that allows you to train for how to use extinguisher. It's developed for anyone. You can do your training anytime, anywhere, in safe environment without any harm to environment, and the training is health. Yeah, and if you will join session after this one, I will show you more about this technology and also about another technology which is developed for professional firefighters. Yep, see you there.
Thank you, Kaspers. Now we have Ocean Pact with Leonardo Maciel.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Leonardo.
Hi, everyone. Can you listen to me? Yeah.
Yes. Should I give you the control and you pass the slides and then you show your video?
Of course.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So let me know when can I start.
You can start.
All right. Well, thank you, Maria, for the opportunity to present here today. I would like to, I'm Leonardo Maciel, Innovation Manager at OceanPact. I'm going to introduce you today to the tool that OceanPact developed together with the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, which is Pay Virtual. And in Brazil, the oil and gas companies are required to, to perform useful response exercises and drills several times a year to maintain their environmental operational license. Of these exercises, the tabletop exercises are our focus today with this tool, and they allow the members of the incident management team to discuss the roles and the responses to a particular emergency. These exercises, they are typically conducted by a simulation cell that, such as a service. This is a service provided by Wittobrands, for instance, Wittobrands do Brasil. And these simulation cells, they initiate the drill by reporting an IOSP event, and they introduce complications along the way to keep the exercise more interesting, and the participants engaged. And they also take notes, and they conduct a lessons learned review in the end, so that everyone can benefit from the lessons learned. The goal with this tool was to enhance the experience of those tabletop exercises by creating an immersive, three-dimensional virtual reality environment where we simulate environmental conditions and close to real-life physics to keep participants more engaged, to improve the situational awareness of the situation that the simulation cell is describing. It also allows to gauge the efficiency of the response, and because we also simulate oil and water dispersion, and we can also review all the playback on a lessons learned session in the end. Because a picture is worth 1,000 words, I'm going to play back this brief video here, where we can see what it looks like. And so we have here OSP response vessel working together with a workboat, with a regular boom to perform the containment of this small spill here. We can, move the camera from inside the cockpit, the bridge of the vessel, to helicopter view. Now in this, we can see a current buster, which doesn't need a workboat. And well, my time is up. And I would like to thank you everyone for your time. If you would like to know a little bit more, you can contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonardo. Nice to see you again. Thanks for your presentation. Now we have Mr. Sywart.
On mute. Hello, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. Also, Tim from Blue Orange Wave. I will now try to share my screen. 1 second.
Okay.
Yes. Can you all see it?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So my name is Stuart McIntosh from Infinity Labs. Infinity Labs is a company specialized in AR and VR solutions, so augmented reality and virtual reality. Game developers for a more creative, compassionate, and interactive world. We really want to use the power of games where we really create experiences that are engaging, and of course the power of the technology. It's cheesy, but I really believe in it. I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. And I really believe that is something which really shows the impact of VR, where you can really be in the experience and learn those skills necessary in a safe environment. Next slide, if it wants to go next. So we're a team of 30 developers in the Netherlands, but also around the world, mostly in the Netherlands. And here I will just show an example of a project we've done for Lindy. If you can hear the sound, please let me know. So this was an example of a project we've done for Lindy, the gas companies. And now in our partnership with Blue Orange Wave, we want to bring more high-end skills training for the maritime industry. I personally have a background in the maritime industry, and I moved to the technology sector with VR, and it's a great opportunity to combine those two. So we believe in frictionless experiences, intelligent. With intelligence, we mean that we can also get the data and the information and see how people behave in VR, to use that also to change experiences, to redesign spaces for safety, etc. It should be replayable, and it means that it should be, in a way, also you need to learn, but you also need to have the motivation to learn it again. Scalable is really important, and targeted. And targeted is one of the things that we think that is a big mistake with VR. People want to go really broadly instead of just focusing on one skill at a time. And that's our first principle that we use with every project. We work with different companies from all over the world, different industries, such as Shell, Ahold Delhaize, KLM, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and KPMG. All around the world, and various applications that we've done so far. And in the end, we really believe in partnerships. I mean, we focus on the skills training, and together with the skills of Blue Orange Wave, we really think that we can offer the next level in virtual in training together with them. So thanks a lot for this opportunity. And if there are any more questions about what we do at Affinity Labs, feel free to contact me.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Now we follow with Ambipar Response. That is our partner in this project. We have so many other activities together. So now we have Richard.
Thanks, Maria. Hi, Maria. Yeah,
Richard,
you've got my. Hello? I think you've got my. Hi, Maria. You've got my presentation. Yeah. Do you want to put it up?
Yes. I will share your presentation. Just a second. Can you see it?
Pitch session.
Richard, can you see the presentation?
All I've got is the pitch session in front of me, Maria. The title slide. Yeah.
Perfect. So, I give you the control, okay?
Okay, thanks very much.
Perfect.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. So I'll just quickly introduce myself. My name's Richard Sims, and I work for Ambipar Response UK, and we're part of a bigger group, if you like, that are focused on South America. So you can see the evolution. for some reason it's gone forward automatically. Maria, can you go back one? Just go back one. So you can see the evolution of our company. We've got 70 years experience, and we're now under the brand of Ambipar Response. So you can see the transition of how we've grown into what we are. We're an all hazards crisis management and emergency response company. As I mentioned before, we've got probably around 70 years worth of experience, and there's around about 3,000 people across the group that work in different areas of the business. So from a UK point of view, we've got sort of three arms to the business. So we've got the marine side, the marine response, so focusing on counter pollution at sea, whether it be chemical or currently hold a contract for the Maritime Coast Guard Agency, and we have done for the past sort of 26 years or so. Another branch to the business is the hazmat side, H&S, and the chemical side. So the likes of the Novichok type of incident, we would get involved in that. And then on the left-hand side, we've got the infrastructure. So it's keeping the network rail system and the road system very much alive within the UK. So my interest is around the preparedness side of the business. So this is very much focused on the incident management, but my interest is the preparedness side. Just flick to the next slide. So there you go. So I suppose if you look at it as a bow tie, I look after the left-hand piece. So training, consultancy, and international projects. So we have a capability and a capacity to deliver all elements of this virtual sort of circle, if you like, ranging from the audit side of things, so coming in to audit your businesses, to understand your capability in terms of emergency response. We can advise on resource procurement, and we can actually assist with procuring resources. I'm currently dealing with a project in Kurdistan at the moment, looking at the best way to deal with situations, disaster situations for a certain company. We can also focus on incident management. So in this virtual world, we've been running a program of ICS training for a couple of companies, a major oil company in Angola, and also a government agency not far from the UK. And all our training is accredited, so we deliver a suite of courses, if in the UK, MCA, if overseas, it's the IMO, or skill training, and we also do accredited ICS 300 training as well, and we can do that remotely. I was delivering a course last week for an Angolan major oil company over a period of around about four mornings last week. We can also look at your contingency plans, whether it be a brand new plan, rewrite, review, but we also, that part of end-to-end process, we can carry out exercises to test those plans to make sure that they're robust. And we have the ability, so, if you've got a short-term drilling program and require resources, we can facilitate, hire of equipment for maybe 60 or 90 days or longer, save the client having to purchase that equipment. And finally, if there's a gap in competency, and you need someone to come and fulfill a role for maybe a short-term or long-term, we can also second people in to fill those positions, save you having to take them on a permanent basis. So, if you need any support, by all means, book a meeting with me. I've already got a couple of meetings already, but feel free to book a meeting through the app that Maria sent out. And lastly, there's a slide there that just shows you a few of our sort of customer base. So if you can flick to the next one, Maria. We have a customer base there. They're not all there. We have around about 120 customers. I think I can't fit them all on the slide, but those are just a few, or a selection of a few of the customers, most notably the likes of the Maritime Coast Guard Agency in the UK, and the likes of BP, Shell, and Exxon are some of the big players that we brought on board. So thanks very much for your time. Hopefully that was 3 minutes, Maria. So I'll pass it back to you. Thanks, mate.
That's fine, Richard. Thank you so much again. Thanks so much for your presence here. We follow the presentations with O'Brien again. Anna, it's you that is going to present.
Yes, yes. Sorry,
Okay,
Maria.
great. You share your screen, right?
Yeah, can I do that?
Yes.
Okay. So good afternoon, good morning again. So just to complement, I don't know if it was clear that you're part of, in Brazil, we're part of Ocean Pact Group. So Ocean Pact that Leonardo just presented, the virtual pay, virtual expert response plan is from Ocean Pact. I'm from Ed O'Brien, and we have more free companies inside the group, Ocean Pact Geo, Servimar, and Ocean Pact Log Logistics. So we have 5 companies inside this national group. And regarding Ed O'Brien's, they represent this different point of views, basically the 3 departments, the type of service that we offer regarding the emergency crisis management are the development of plans, trainings, exercise drills, and also support in the emergency and crisis management. In the environment department is to develop studies for license process and also plan and implement environment programs that most part of them are part of the license as well, but can be according to the client's necessity. And in the department of the emergency department of the operational risks, we conduct several of audits, risk analysis, and also business continuity. So the 3 departments integrated that I already present to you, and our team, we have multidisciplinary, we have a lot of engineers, geographers, geologists, biologists. So we have different functions and backgrounds that support us in all this type of service, and also have a very good relationship with the authorities, especially IBAMA, ANP, National Petroleum Agency, and Navy. Those are our main customers here in Brazil. So we have different type of industries, oil and gas, food, gas, so mining. We have different type of customers. And our experience regarding training and drills, we have more than 35 trainings already conducted until last year. Those data do not include this year yet. 200 drills, more than 15,000 participants covered, and several of emergencies as well. And here I also share the contact of the commercial team as well, on mine, and be ready for you for any doubts or further conversation. Thanks again, Maria and Flavio.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for your presentation again. Now I welcome Mr. Veno Verger from Taj2Wave. He will present Taj2Wave from Red Grasper.
Yes, thank you, Maria. Shall I share my screen or what's?
What you prefer?
Let's do it. One moment. Does everybody have it? I think
yes.
So. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Absolutely nobody enjoys protocols and procedures. I am a doctor and not a sailor. I work in a hospital, but this is the universal truth. Nobody enjoys protocols, procedures, regulations. But these things exist for a reason, don't they? In a hospital, it's absolutely imperative that everybody knows what to do under all circumstances. And I'm pretty sure it's the same in your profession. Do you ever wonder how you can get people to show some interest in these procedures? There are 3 problems with protocols. First, they are boring. Second, there are an awful lot of them. And third, people only look up stuff in a protocol when they know they don't know it. So when they don't know it, they are not going to find out about it. So obviously you need to train people. But if you train someone today, will they know what to do a couple of months from now? Besides, people are busy. Training takes time. E-learning takes time. It's not a priority for them. They are not going to be happy if you have them constantly training, are they? Nobody enjoys protocols, but Tagged Wave fixes this. Tagged Wave turns protocols into a quiz game that people actually enjoy playing. We take people who are too busy to be training constantly, and we ask them one quiz question per day or a few quiz questions per week, all through email. With one click, they can select their answer and find out if their answer is correct. They get to see an explanation of the answer, and they can click a link to find out more. It's just one email and one click right from their inbox. They can earn points and badges and discuss their answers online with their colleagues as well as the trainers. Now, what's important is that these questions are about your ISM or operational procedures. You can create them yourself. You can get them from our question bank of thousands of questions, or you can simply ask us to formulate questions based on your own documents. You'll get your people to actually enjoy learning about procedures, because as far as they are concerned, they are simply playing a quiz game. And you gain real-time insight in any knowledge gaps that might exist simply by checking your analytics dashboard. Now, RedGrasp has been doing this for Dutch healthcare organizations for years. We regularly see over 90% participation and response rates per question between 60 and 70%, and very high satisfaction among healthcare professionals. And we have recently partnered with Blue Orange Wave to bring the concept to the maritime industry. It is called Tagged Wave, and it can help you keep your procedures top of mind for everyone and have them actually enjoy the experience. Just Google Tagged Wave to find out more. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for an amazing presentation. We'll follow with Mr. Hein Schepp. He will present XVR simulations.
Yeah, that is correct, Maria. Thank you very much. Hold on, I'll just share my screen.
You want to share your screen, and should I share?
I will share my screen.
Okay, perfect.
That's fine. Hold on. There we go. If I'm correct, you can all see my presentation right now.
Yes.
All right. Then I'll quickly start. So who am I? I am the operational director here at Blue Orange Wave. I work together with Tim Lodder. I sailed from 2008 to 2020 on multiple passenger ships, started cruise ships, passenger ferries. From 2013, I was staff officer on board, and in that role, I fulfilled the onboard crisis management role as well as the onboard training management role. So that's a bit of my background. Then about XVR simulation. It's the world leader in incident and command training simulations. We founded in 2000 in the Netherlands, in Delft. It has 300 organized users with customers in 50 countries spread all over the world. And yearly, there's about 150,000 professionals trained with it. So what is XVR on Scene? It's a simulation platform which gives you the possibility for emergency response training, crisis management training, and it takes place in a virtual environment created by a 3D artist. Oh, there we are. XVR on Scene, it fits perfectly in a continuous learning cycle. So if we start with the pre-training education, that can be done via self-led training on a computer. At the moment, it is done locally, but within the short future, this can be done from any mobile device, wherever you are, at home, at work, at sea, or led in a normal classroom. Then the training follows. This can be done individually as well as in team connection. Well, when you choose for the first part, you can do it on a training location, but again, that can also be done remote by logging in or by using a VPN connection. If you choose for the team option, you will have multiple students within one simulation, all working the same situation. Then followed up by the post-training refreshment. Again, that can be a self-led training, which can be done locally as well as on, well, within a short future, this can be done wherever you want on your own mobile device. XVR itself is has a lively community as well. There are regular workshops and there's a yearly user group meeting. Every year, XVR brings out the newest edition, which means that all users are using the same XVR edition. And that gives the possibility for an active exchange of knowledge and scenarios between all users. And within the users, we are really supporting the maritime market, but XVR is spread all over the world with way more different markets as well. Yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. So thank you very much for your attention. I will hand it back over to the beautiful Maria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation and for the compliment. So now we follow with LS Engenharia Geográfica from Portugal with Cláudio Souza.
Hello.
Hello, Cláudio. Boa tarde.
Boa tarde. I will share this presentation.
You want to share? Or
Yes.
I have here. Okay.
Yes, you can. You can use it if you want.
For me, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you share, you can control your screen better. Yeah.
Let's see how this works. How can I share it? Okay.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes, we can
Okay.
see. We are not in the full
Not
mode.
in the full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon to all. I represent this company, LES. We are based in south of Portugal, in Faro, and we have been operating on the mainland and Iceland since 2019. Well, we are a business company in the geomatics sector. And we are specialized in acquiring and editing geospatial information and producing cartography. And so we provide data to the industry, trade sectors, and scientific research, with focus on hydrography, geodesy, remote sensing, and other geoinformation dedicated services. Sorry. For this year, with the arrival of new members for our team, we particularly personnel specialized in computer sciences. Our major investment will be in the area of remote sensing, and particularly in the development of tools based on artificial intelligence and machine learning. This in the scope of data acquired by satellite from Copernicus programs, but also other sources like UAV systems, autonomous. This represents to us a unique opportunity to develop a new generation of products and services based on remote sensing data. Regarding the theme of emergencies management, these techniques provide large amounts of data, both for prevention and planning actions, as well as for preparing for other type of works, in which I can highlight the use of radar imagery to detect pollution at the sea, other satellite imagery for the study of effects of climate change in coastal areas, and the elaboration of urban protection plans, identification of areas with high risks of wildfire, and permanent observation of areas with high geological risk. Then I can show you the project we have in progress with ANPC. It's the emergency authority in Portugal. We will provide a database of identification for all hydrographic basins or reservoirs of water available for use in firefighting hot seasons. This service provides for the updating of data on these resources through the year and use only remote sensing techniques, okay, based on satellite programs. And finally, the project that we started in 2021, together with ESA, the European Space Agency, and which will have a duration of 2 years for the development of tools for derivation of bathymetry from satellite, with a global application and in the scope of navigation security, coastal works, planning, and hydrodynamic modeling. This tool has the advantage of covering very large areas with short revisit periods, with much lower costs compared to traditional methods. In the scope of emergency management, this product can be a solution for decision in remote areas with scarce or outdated bathymetric information, post-catastrophic zones, proceeding the projection of specialized forces and teams on the ground. As example, we have the island of Flores in Azores, where this technology was used as a quick way of estimating the bathymetry of the affected port areas and allowing the quick access to navigation in a safer way at the time when these communication routes were fundamental for the transport of the relief needs. So I finish here, end up my presentation. If you want to contact us, you may use the chat or our contacts. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Claudio. Yes, that's it. If you want to talk between you just use the chat, and then we're gonna have the B2B sessions. Now I want to call from Mr. Danny Timmers. He will present Edumersive.
Yes, that's correct. Can I share my screen?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, I will. Like this. Okay, hello everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit about Edumersive. We're also a partner of Blue Orange Wave, and I'm Danny Timmers. I will tell you a little bit about it. With Edumersive, you can record and also create, and in the end, you can experience it. So this is like a virtual reality training that you can make yourself. And Edumersive is the platform where you can make it in. And it can be in these 3 simple steps. So we go further. So the Edumersive has like 3 main components to make your training. First, it has like the creator, that's like your presentation software. And if you use that, it is very simple, not like a complex video editor, but the essence is very simple. You have a background slide, like a 360-degree video that you can record yourself. And it can be anytime you want. And then you can add multiple choice questions, audio, images, or you can also add text. And you can make these in your own image at any time you want. And this way you can make your scenarios like presentation slide, and you can make a whole chain of it. It can be like 2 or like 200. What is like adaptable for your situation. So more in detail, the 3 steps. First, you film it with the 360-degree camera. Then you get like an MP4, so a media file, and which you can use. And then you can add like little components, so like the question, the audio, or like interaction points in which you can make your whole.
Excuse me, Danny, your presentation is not working.
Ah.
We can't see. Yeah.
Can I stop sharing? I will try it again one time.
Then you need to share the presentation instead of the other screen that you see.
Give me a second. I'll try this. And then I go back to Zoom. I'll share a screen of the presentation itself. I hope it's now visible.
Yes.
Yes.
Now it's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So to recap a little bit, you can create your own scenario, your own composition of it. I will go a little bit fast now because we're running out of time. And it's in 3 steps. You can film it, you can choose a media file, and you can enrich it with these components I mentioned earlier. So Edumersive has like 3 components in the software itself to make it. You have like the video, the scenario creator, and you can also see this in individual or in a group, which I will tell a little bit about now. So during these Corona times, it's very important to still keep a classical training and where the instructor is still in control, which you can see at the right side. The instructor doesn't wear a virtual reality headset, but he instructs the whole group, which will see the image to the left, but then around them. And they can also, the questions that they get, they can answer, and the instructor will see the answers in real time. But you can also do this alone. And the difference between these two, if you do this alone, then you can determine your own tempo, so your own pace. And if you go in a group, the instructor determines the pace. And the final component, so you can create your training, you can experience it alone or in a group, and then you can evaluate it. So every student goes through the whole scenario chain, and you can see it at the right side. You can see every scenario he did and his interactions and the questions and answers he gave. You can also export it to like a very different variety of formats. We're still expanding on that, but you can see it in a website or in Excel, or you can even connect it to a learning and management system. And we also have an optional XM mode. So in this XM mode, you can set a fixed amount of time. Someone can do a training that your organization made. It will also take like 6 random photos. I look like a little bit grumpy at the bottom right. And then you can see my results and also the pictures of me, so you can know that I took this training or the participant that you want. And that's very important to make this connection. It's supported on a broad range of devices, so virtual reality headsets like the Oculus headsets, but also on smart devices, also on a PC, and they can also work together. So a little bit of a few examples. So this can be used like in middle grade, for this is like a professional orientation. It can be used like in this was in the defense department for a work process viewing. And at the end, another example is like a whole company uses this for his activities and recruitment. So it can be very diverse. The demo I'm going to skip now because we're running out of time. It's very easy to use. You only need a 360-degree camera, which are very easy to get, almost as big as your telephone, a smart device on which to watch it, and a PC on which to create it. And you can also use a lot of virtual reality headsets. So thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to present.
Thank you, Danny. Now I will invite José Chambel from Hidromod to present. Hi,
Okay.
Olá, José. Do you
Hi.
want to share your screen or should I?
Yeah, I'll try to share my screen.
Okay, perfect.
Let me see if everything goes well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Is it getting through?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the Hidromod was born in 1992, so we turned 29 years this year. We are based close to Lisbon, and we are a team of 16. This is our world. Hidromod does its business in the water cycle, from hydrology to oceanography, from hydrodynamics to water quality, floods to waves. We support industries that go from agriculture to aquaculture, water utilities to ports. This wide range of scientific areas is addressed by a varied team with civil engineers, oceanographers, environmental engineers, agronomists, informatic engineers, and others. We work a bit everywhere where we can, of course, where we find opportunities. Right now we have projects going on in Portugal, Spain, Georgia, in the Black Sea, Australia, Cape Verde, Brazil, and Morocco. We also maintain research and development projects, mostly focused in Europe, where we interact with a very large number of teams from universities, public institutes, and companies. We were born when we were born in 1992. We were making mostly consultancy services, and we've been doing that since then. So in hydrodynamics and waves, sediment transport, water quality, oil spills, contingency planning, discharges in water bodies, watershed studies, hydrology. And for this, we use mainly numerical modeling and other tools to manage data, but mainly numerical modeling. And this is what makes us different, is the knowledge we have on models. And we use a host of models that we deem more appropriate for each case. But since 2006, we've been developing operational services, and mostly due to our consultancy experience and to the need of the market. So this took us also to new markets and guided the development of new commercial and technical concepts. One of the results of this was AquaSafe, a generic tool agnostic to numerical models or any other data information source. So this AquaSafe tool has a microservice cloud-native architecture. So each of the platform's components, data download, data formatting, model execution, etc., is implemented in a completely isolated way, facilitating both its maintenance and scalability. So we operationalize different kinds of models for coastal areas, inland, for urban water, and we put them operational under the same platform and any kind of generic model. We use container technology from Docker. So each component, each of these models is portable and consistent and can be quickly instantiated. So why we are different? Well, we have an engineering knowledge experience, almost 30 years. We've invested highly in innovation. We have proprietary software. We have a very efficient deployment of real-time decision support systems. So if data sources are available, we take a couple of weeks from 2 months to deploy such a system. Our software is proven in a wide range of industries. And this usually gives a high return to our clients. We have a good customer retention, meaning that we have operational systems running in some clients for 10 years now. And we have a diverse team of 16 people. With 6 of us are PhDs, we have 4 nationalities, so we have and all of this is a result of teamwork, which is, of course, I think the secret of being here for so long. And that's pretty much it. Another comment in this in the pandemic year. Well, it was our best year ever, so 2020. So then we think that the market is also validating this strategy, which is a bit weird because we address a lot of industries, but the market is validating this, and we project that this year will be even better than the previous. So that's it. That's Hidromod in a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jose. Now I want to call Renata Bueno from Blake Emergency Services.
Yes, good afternoon. Hello, Maria.
Hi, Renata. Good afternoon.
Share?
Yes, I can hear you. You want to share your screen?
I think it's better.
Okay.
Can you all see it?
Yes, I can see it. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm Renata Bueno. I'm Europe and Latin America manager for Blake Emergency Service. Actually, we are not an IT company, but we support companies following an accident. So we work with airlines. Practically, our background is from aviation. We work with airports, executive jet operators and helicopters, shipping companies, maritime and oil. This is our, this year we got some clients from this industry. We work a lot with local authorities and governments, and of course with insurance too. So what we have, the capacity that we have our advisor crisis management for clients. If they do have an accident, we can quickly send them an advisor and an incident management team to help them go through the crisis management. So we have expertise in body recovery and in the identification and DNA collection. So how we work for aviation, we are talking about mass fatalities. So we are able to collect all the DNA and process through this. If we are talking about global accidents, so we have expertise around the globe. So we can send people or even equipment to set the mortuary or to even do the repatriation, okay? And the property, so we can collect this. We have also a care team and welfare team to deal with the families and counseling administration. We also have a call center. We have actually 2 call centers with several languages that will help our clients to deal with the crisis. So actually what do we do is to respond and assist our clients following an accident. And before this, we can work on emergency response procedures from the scratch. We can do it actually and update or prepare for audit. Aviation is a really, really regulated business, so as also maritime. So we have this expertise. And we do training and exercise at a strategic level, tactical level, and operational level. So we can do or settle this, all this, so we can settle after an accident. We actually have several clients within our partners. Then we can settle all this support to them. So the call center, the management support, we can go to an accident site. We can talk on behalf of them to authorities. We can settle room for survivors, or we can do repatriation, identification. We can collect property. We can provide therapeutic support. And after that, we can deal with the media. And after that, we can do the memorial if they wish to. So we have members of ours spread all over the globe. So we rapidly can choose where is the accident is. We can call them and settle the team to go. And we've been working since 2000 for over more than 60 accidents. And in 2014, we could manage 3 deployments on separate continents at the same time. So actually, we have the expertise and people to do this. So we actually work at all of this. So if you want to know more about us, here I will leave you my contacts. So just contact me. I will be very pleased to talk to you. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Renata. Now I want to call Carlos Lopes from Moki International.
Hey, Maria.
Hi, Carlos.
Nice, I'm here. So
welcome.
I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen.
Yes, you can share.
Thank you. See if I'm in the right position here. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen at this time.
Not yet. Yes, great. We can see.
All right, fantastic. Okay, good day, everyone. Thank you, Maria, once again for this initiative, and thanks to guests and participants in today's event. My name is Carlos H. Lopes, and I'm the Chief Business Officer for Mach International. We have several years of work in the oil and gas industry in companies like El Paso, Repsol, and BG, where I was able to, to create emergency response processes and command centers. And now, with Mach-E, as we are a software as a service software company, we have a digital product called Mach-E with clients in the Americas and Europe, as well as Brazil. We're basically specializing in field operations performance data capturing and for making this data readily available for tactical actions and strategic decisions. Our solution is broken down into four main modules. So if I can move here, there we go. Okay, the first one is Smart Digital Checklist Platform, which basically takes your checklist, whatever you call it, like inspections, surveys, assessments, observations, and we automate those checklists and augment it then with intelligent and business rules, basically your business rules. Then we have a control panel, which is grab all this data and make it available for full visibility of what is going on in the field. Also, our reporting engine is very powerful, and it's able to create different views of your data. And we transform this data into knowledge for decision making. Right? So basically, we have executive dashboards where managers and other levels of the companies can look into the data and be able to interpret them and make decisions upon them. Mach-E can also be integrated with other systems such as BI tools, risk management, and field services applications. So it's a very agnostic as far as providing data downstream to other systems. In our DNA, our value proposition is to make field data to become transformational to business. Under normal circumstances, Mach-E can help ensure that the operation is constantly monitored for safety. But then in a scenario of emergency response, Mach-E can play the role of being able to capture data on the field for the remediation efforts and to provide evidence to stakeholders. In this environment that we are talking about here, we basically play in the three layers of the management. The operational layer, where Mach-E enables digital checklists for inspections, like I said before, that can be performed in a mobile, on a tablet, on a computer, either online or offline. On the tactical layer, where the data capture in the field becomes available real time, right? Displaying all the critical indicators where actions can take place, such as non-conformity analysis, creation of corrective and preventive action plans, reports, etc. And on the strategic layer, the wealth of information available in the dashboards allows for metrics and trends-driven decision-making. So basically, that's kind of our credentials. We've been in the field for a long time in terms of whatever we can call field operations, with more than 12 years, in the making. With headquarters in Brazil, in presence in Americas and Europe, as I already mentioned, and with users in more than 35 countries. So this is Mach-E in a nutshell. Thank you so much once again for participating. And if you want to learn more about our product, please reach out to me in our B2B session. Thank you, Maria. I'm done here. Over to you.
Thank you, Carlos. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
Now we have our last session of the PIT session, last presentation. I want to call Fred Maia. It's an experienced consultant in oil and gas industry. Hello, Fred.
Hello, Maria. I can share my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
Sounds
can
good?
see. Yes, perfect.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, have a good afternoon. Here we go. Thanks a lot, Flavio and Maria, for this opportunity. My name is Fred Maia. I work in the FEM company, and we normally made ICS virtual training, customized ICS manuals for company necessities, and made incident investigation and computational system for information management during the emergency. Is the I talk about of this last information. Okay. One critical problem related to emergency is due to manual handling of the data and information. That is too much time consuming and error prone, resulting in fault response. Will be possible an informality during communication. This informality is a very dangerous case. Our solution allows data management, data processing, and ICS form data share with speed, assuredness, and traceability, avoiding again informality during communication. The data information of the ICS form are stored in a database after they go through a process of approval. After that, they can be analyzed, processed, and they are available to be printed or shared. One advantage of the sharing dates from ICS form is to avoid fill it up again, the same information filled in the previous form. You repeat this. What guarantees speed and efficient communication? One advantage of sharing data from ICS form is to avoid fill it up again, the same information filled in the previous form. What guarantees speed and efficient communication? Another advantage of the system is automatic process ICS rules, which facilitates with the assuredness, resource mobilization, and gain time. Six, our system was developed by specialists with huge experience in emergency response and computer science, assuring efficiency and reliability. Our differential is guarantee that the system is flexible enough to support all the variables and the dynamic behavior of an emergency response, but make it useful and not limit. Right information to the right people in the right time is the most important emergency response role. And finish our presentation. We hope to hear from you. Yes. And shake your hand soon. Okay, thank you. And our CV is after the final. This is my experience, 35 years in oil and gas. I was in a Macondo incident, like functional, like an observer. And the another is Tilio. Is doctor in civil engineering and an expert in computing system. Okay, that's good. Finish, Maria.
That's perfect. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, everyone. You can just stop to share your screen.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I want to say thank you again for all the participants, especially for the speakers, to the main guests, and all pitch sessions. Was like, I'm feeling very happy and glad to have you all here. Was like awesome presentations, awesome systems, awesome softwares, and yes, I am. I really hope that this event make you build connections, find new clients, or even like partners opportunities, because here we have, I think, more than 10 countries in this event. So yes, for now, like COVID came and we couldn't really do the activities that we were planning for our project, but was super positive on this point, because all activities that we are doing, we can reach people from all over the world and make this connection, make you meet. And yes, now we are going to the best moment, I think, for from this event. I'm going to share with you the B2B meetings that are already scheduled. Okay, so as I told you before, I sent in the chat a link for a form that where you can choose the meets that the companies or person that you want to meet. And I have here the results until now. You can still do it if you are interested, if you just saw a company that you are interested to talk. For now, what I have is that. Okay. So here I have, we will open 6 breakout rooms. Okay. So the breakout room 5 and 6, we separated the exclusive for VR support center. So in one, if you want to see some demonstrations with Martin or Kaspers, Martin will demonstrate a medical simulation. I don't know if you remember, was the first presentation, the virtual reality. And in the breakout room 6, you have the firefighting simulation demonstration. In the other rooms, you will have from time to time, in 10 minutes, different meetings. I will create the rooms and I will include you in these rooms. For example, if your time is like 5 or in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you can go to grab a coffee, or even you can stay here chatting, but I will just ask you to chat on the real chat, like just typing, not talk on microphone, to don't make a confusion. So I want to know if everyone understood that, if everyone agree with that. It's clear for everyone?
How do I choose the rooms?
No, the rooms are already choose. I don't know if you saw, I can send again in the chat. I have a link where you can choose the companies that you want to meet. And then I make the schedule.
Okay,
I sent
Maria,
this before. Yeah, I sent this in the email. So some people already answered. So I already have some meetings prepared, but I still, yeah, we still have some slots available.
Maria, but how can we access the rooms?
I will put you in the rooms. I just want to explain and say how it will happen. And then if, for example, if you want to join the room 5 or 6, just let me know, and then I put you in the room. It's clear?
Maria, I just wrote on the chat that I pretend to join the breakout room 6. Is that enough?
Sorry, but I couldn't listen you because I think the connection was not good.
I was saying that I just wrote on the chat that I
Yes.
pretend to join breakout room 6. Is that enough?
Yeah, I saw that. Rui Graça?
Yeah.
Okay, Rui, yeah, I saw that you want to join the breakout room 6. Yes, for now, like we have some minutes. I mean, we can talk a bit. I want to make you all understand how will be this this next moment, and then I will open the rooms. Okay.
Okay, Maria, I wait till you call me for the breakout room 4.
Yes. So yes, on this first moment, as you can see in breakout rooms, we have HL, Ambiental, and Blue Orange Wave. We have in the break, so you can find yourselves. I will include you. Let me know if something don't goes well. But anyways, you can always leave the breakout room and come back to the main session to talk to me. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
So I just ask you around 1 minute to create the breakout rooms. Mm. For people that already see which is your room, you can go. I just allowed this tool, and you can go to the room that you are already scheduled. Germa from Hexagon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So it's you or who said that is going to the breakout room 3?
That one is going to be with me.
Okay.
XPR
Okay, you can
simulation.
just join this room, okay?
Yep. I don't have the breakout room thing in front of me. Like I haven't received anything yet.
Sorry, Maria. Are you going to put the link on the chat?
Sorry?
Are you going to share the link on the chat?
Yes, I will share. So here that is in the chat again. So if you want to request a B2B meeting, just go on this link and answer the Google form. For now, I will just check if everyone is in your breakout room. Room.
Can I just give you the number of the breakout room? Or should I answer all the comments? Because I'm going to join Fred Maya in the breakout room number 4.
sorry, but I couldn't see who was talking to me.
It's me, Marcelo.
Marcelo, okay, you're gonna join room 4, okay.
I'm Fred's partner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm asking you if I need, because I'm filling out the form that
I
you
will,
sent.
I'll send you for room 4, but it's because I already sent Renata and I thought that was, I didn't know that you were from Blake Emergency Service too.
Problem.
Okay, I'm going to
Thank
send you there. And please let me know if there is someone that is not in the room and want to join.
Maria, I hope you are listening to me well. So now we just have to wait to be joined in the breakout room, right?
Sorry, but I couldn't listen very well.
Now we just have to wait so you can join us in the breakout room.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. But just so you know, the room 5 and room 6 will be always open for the demonstrations. So while you don't have your meeting set, you can just go to the room 5 and 6. Or it's like, yeah, it's a moment, it's a coffee break right now, if you are not in a meeting.
So I want to join the room 6, so
you want to join?
as
Okay.
soon as I can.
Yeah, you can join by yourself, but I can do it. I can do it for you.
Okay, please.
Here we go. We are a bit late on time, so I'll give them a bit more minutes and then I go to the next session. Okay, so it's a coffee break time. Ana? Ana Lira?